Hello and welcome to another City Update. I'm Deborah Cedillo-Dugan. We are in the heart of downtown Phoenix and we're behind the scenes, behind stage actually, at the Orpheum Theatre, internationally known theater, home to lots of arts and entertainment. Here to talk a little bit about this wonderful gem and a point of pride is Luis Ruiz. It's great seeing you.
Thank you.
He manages this beautiful theater. Tell me a little bit about yourself first.
Oh, my name's Luis Ruiz, as you said. I am from Miami, Florida originally, been in this valley for 10 years, managing this beautiful theater for about 7, and glad to be here, glad to manage this historic theater. Love it every day.
Well, this theater was built in 1929. It's gone through some renovations over the years. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, as you said, 1929, it was built for $750,000. The last theater built right before the Great Depression. And over the decades, it went into some disrepair. And back in 1985 was the last real time that it was renovated. It was known as the Palace West. And back in 1997, it was the last renovation for about $14 million. And so you can imagine $750,000 for just a mere $13.25 million later, we now have what we know as the beautiful Orpheum Theatre.
It is a gem. It is a treasure right in the heart of our backyards, right here in downtown Phoenix. Talk about some of the performances that have come in and out these doors.
Well, just to start off with, in 1997, January 97, we reopened our doors with Carol Channing in the starring role in Hello, Dolly. And since then, we've had a myriad of stars here. We've had Broadway shows, we've had comedians, we've had rock shows, we've had
Jackson Brown. I was here for Jackson Brown last
Jackson
year.
Brown.
That's right.
We have this year we have Susan Boyle coming. We have
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Big fan of that.
Absolutely, we'll have lots of happy young children. We continue to host one of our Ballet Arizona, one of our resident companies here. The opera, the Phoenix Opera comes every year here. We will have this year, the Buddy Holly story will be coming here. We continue to host, again, comedians this year. They continue to come. They demand to perform in historic theaters, and this being one of the few in the Valley, and its size, 1,300 seats, is perfect. You have intimate.
There's not a bad seat in the house.
Absolutely.
And trust me, I've sat in a lot of different seats throughout. I saw Color of Purple here. I took my parents here when it was here back in October, I think 2-3 years ago, and they absolutely loved it.
Whether you're in the balcony or the front row, you feel like you're right there with the performers, and the performers feel the same way with the audience. So you're really close.
You work with these different companies. It's not the City of Phoenix. It's actually pricing these shows, correct?
No, we are a rental house. We're a road house, as it's called in the industry. So basically, the presenters, promoters rent the venue. They're working with shows, or they're presenting their own shows. They're basing their pricing on the number of seats they can sell, the price of the show, the price of the act. They have to factor in marketing costs. They have to factor in hotel stay. They have to factor in travel, etc. So, and of course, they have to factor in the cost of stagehands, the cost of the food, etc. So the City of Phoenix is charging rent, and that's pretty much it. The rest of the stuff is passed through costs, either to service providers or to the show. So, the city is really just acting as a building and providing the service to its citizens of allowing the facility to bring in these shows so that the citizens have something of value to come and come downtown and have something to come to and
to enjoy. And I just want to note too and point out to our viewers, the economic impact for the arts and culture in our community is huge.
Absolutely.
It's huge. Okay, so we are behind stage, behind the theater stage here, and behind the doors there in the lobby area, and we are in the Wall of Fame. Is that what it's called?
The Walk of Fame, the Hall of Fame.
The Hall of Fame. So tell me about some of these wonderful placards here with all these signatures. I see the Capitol steps there from Washington, D.C.
Absolutely.
There's comedians, there's actors, there's all kinds of people.
Well, we have everything, politicians to actors to comedians, as I said. Our biggest one here is opening night. We have a signed marquee here from Hello, Dolly, all the acts. And as I said, if you come and visit at any time, you'll walk through this hallway and you'll be able to see the stars that have come and signed these tiles dating back to 1997. all the way up to present day. So we keep adding tiles to the wall every single month, every single act. We have people sign, and anybody who comes will find somebody they know and enjoy
maybe
here.
went to the show.
Absolutely.
And before you know it, that wall of fame is going to be walking around the corner as well, too.
We keep on adding.
Well, I like that you said if you come here, because that's what this segment's all about, because we do want you to come here. And guess what? You can come here to see a show anytime, a comic maybe, or the actual Broadway play. But you can also come here to take a peek behind the scenes and get a free tour. The tours are twice a month, and we're going to meet Barb Snyder. She's a docent here, and she's going to give us some highlights of the Orpheum Theatre. Thanks again, Louis. Okay, so stay with us. From the contemporary lobby, we're now in the historic lobby of this beautiful Orpheum Theatre. Joining me now is docent Barb Snyder. Thank you so much for being with us, Barb. Really appreciate your time.
Well, thank you for having me. I enjoy everything about this place.
I know you do. Well, actually, Barb has been an usher for 2 years at Symphony Hall, and now you've been a docent here for a year. And I got to tell you, she couldn't wait to retire to do exactly this job. What is so special about this job?
Well, not only do you meet people from all over the world, but this theater, just being in here is a privilege.
It's beautiful, and it has so many wonderful memories, and it's historic, and it is a gem that we live here right here. So we're in this historic lobby. So let's start with what do you want to talk about? There's so much to talk about. What do you want to start?
There's so much in this limited time. We can only do so much. Plus, if you come take the tour, you'll see it all.
That's right.
Now, one of the very, very important things about this theater, and most legitimate theaters, is the Greek mythology. You need to understand who Pan was.
And you see it throughout
Now,
there. Okay.
You see him all over the place. Pan is right up here.
Yeah, Matt can get he's the guy with the horns.
The guy with the horns.
Okay.
Now, Pan is the god of theater critics. So, if a theater opens a new show and it does terrible things, it gets panned, which causes pandemonium
or panic, whichever. Okay.
Exactly.
So we have the mythology. We have Greek mythology. We also have Orpheus was named after Orpheum.
Okay. Orpheus is the grandson of Zeus.
Okay.
Zeus was the head god. He had 9 daughters called the Muses, and his daughter Calliope was the mother of Orpheus.
Okay.
There's a whole string of Orpheum theaters all over the country, but this one does not belong to that chain. We are independent.
This is the one only internationally renowned. So let's talk about the tour, because we want to get you out to the tours. Again, we're just going to show you some highlights because you got to take the tour. So let's start over here too with this beautiful double doors. We talked about Greek mythology, but these are all the zodiac signs.
These doors are original.
Okay.
These doors had black paint all over everything. When it was taken off, it was discovered that there were the signs of the zodiac in these little panels, but they were ruined. So, from black and white photos, they were able to find out what they were. And they reenacted the paint on them and put them on canvas. So now, if one of them gets ruined, we can take it off and put a new one up there.
Okay.
Right.
I see my Sagittarius because I'm a Sagittarius. So let's move over to the walls, because these walls, they are these goddesses? They're all holding some kind of music.
These down here are just musicians.
Okay.
They're entertainers, and they go all the way down this hall on both sides, up the stairwells. They are everywhere.
Okay.
Because music, of course, is one of the arts that is entertainment, and it's what we have in this theater.
Okay. Carpet. Very special carpet here.
Very special carpet.
I love the story you were telling me before we did this interview about this carpet.
Okay, this carpet, we had black and white pictures of it from the original. So we knew what the design was, had no idea what the colors might be. The samples or the photographs had been sent off to a mill in North Carolina where they make carpet. And they were beginning to make the new carpet when someone found, during the restoration of this building, a chunk that had never seen daylight, so it wasn't faded at all. We called them, stopped the presses, we sent them the samples, and we now have the an exact replica of the original carpet.
Of this original pattern. It's
This
beautiful.
is the original pattern, original colors.
This is what I love about this whole renovation. I mean, it's really, you've restored this beautiful, iconic theater to its natural state for 1929. We have two stairwells. We have the Peacock stairwell and we have the
Phoenix.
The Phoenix. Okay, so let's talk about the Phoenix because we do live in Phoenix and it's beautiful.
Okay, the Phoenix stairwell is directly behind us. And everything that you see in this theater, including on there, that is gold is actual gold leaf.
Okay.
Everything you see that's sort of a turquoisey color is called polychrome. Okay, everything that you see that looks like silver is actually aluminum. It's cast aluminum so that it doesn't have to be polished.
It's beautiful, and what I love is you can see all the phoenix birds twirling and swirling, because that in itself is art.
Well,
okay,
they've counted 34 of them up there, and they think there are more.
Oh, okay.
Nobody has the patience to go beyond.
So we have the Phoenix and we have the Peacock, which is also a very infamous stairwell here.
The Peacock stairwell is on the opposite end. We'll take a quick look at that.
Okay.
It's actually on a spiral staircase, which was designed for ladies to graciously come down because after they made it all the way to the bottom, there was the ladies' room, which no longer is there. We've moved it to the opposite end and expanded it. We have one of the best ladies' rooms in Phoenix.
And I got to attest to it because I've been to this. I've been to many shows here. So there's also another little tidbit here that you will find out if you take the tour is the historic ashtray.
There is one original ashtray left on the wall down the hall here. And we do caution people, though, they can look, they can touch, but they can't use.
They can't dispose those ashes.
No,
yes,
no
those ugly ashes. Okay, so again, this is just a glimpse of the lobby, this very historic lobby that you'll see on the tour. So we're going to go inside the theater to take a look at what's behind closed doors. Well, from the historic lobby to the historic theater house, it's just beautiful in here. It seats about 1,300 people approximately, and there's so many things to talk about here, but don't forget, you gotta take the tour. We are gonna give you some highlights. Let's start with the murals.
Okay, up high on the walls are original murals that were done for this theater. Fortunately, they were done on plywood, not painted right on the walls. So everything was painted black. We were able to save the original murals. They were rolled up, they were sent off to a company in Wisconsin who managed to restore them. They were brought back, they were put on acoustic board, so they're not actually quite flat up there. They improve the acoustics in this theater and especially in the balcony. It is incredible in here.
Now, are those it's Arizona? They
No.
don't look like Arizona
No,
mountains to me.
no. You are at a picnic. This is an atmospheric theater. You are at a picnic. And you are in Spain. And you are very wealthy. You are on the grounds of a palace.
Ooh, I'll have to remember that next time I come here.
That's right. You're very, very important.
Very, very important. Well, my family is originally from northern Spain. So, okay, let's talk about the staging and the beautiful ropes that ornate the area there.
Okay. The Proscenium Arch has these rounded things that go around the outside edge. Those are called ropes. Now, at one time, they were showing things called Wonderama movies in here, and the stage had to be really, really wide. So they just destroyed the inner ropes.
And took out a couple
They took out 3, then threw them away. Well, when we restored the theater, we were able to decide that the ropes all had a repeating pattern. So on fiberglass, we made 3 new ones and we put them up where they belonged. Next to those, you'll see these fancy little fake balconies. We have a 1929 Wurlitzer theater organ in here, and all the organ pipes are in those little balconies. There's one on either side.
They're hidden, but you can hear the
you
audio.
can,
Oh, yes,
you
I
can
know
definitely
you can
hear them. Now, up over the Proscenium Arch, remember I talked about the Muses, who are the daughters of Zeus.
Yes.
That's what those medallions are. Those are medallions of the Muses, except there's one on the far left side that was done by an Italian artisan who was working out at the Tovar Castle.
Okay.
Those artisans, those same Italian artisans, did a lot of the work in here as well when we were doing the restoration.
Just gorgeous. And of course, this is the sky.
Okay.
And the evening or stars, or am I not getting that right? Because that's what I see.
If you come here to a performance and you come a little bit early, you will watch this sky turn pink to coral.
Fair enough.
To blue, to dark blue, and back to sunset coral.
Well, the good news is it is the sky. So at least I got that right.
You got that right.
Okay, well, thank you so much, because now we are going to go check out the balcony. This historic mezzanine lobby was inspired by the Italian Davanzati Palace. This colorful and airy room features glazed wood paneling and faux stone upper walls. The ceiling is richly polygrammed with panels of aqua and gold with a stenciled blue pattern. Glazed doors lead to the balcony of the Dons overlooking the plaza. And in the balcony, vines from an unseen trellis are framed by arched openings in the rear wall. Above the arches is a clay tile roof. The dome ceiling becomes a sky for celestial effects of projected clouds and stars. A sunset is simulated by the colorful cove lights. The 300 seats in the balcony are all original.
Okay, Deborah, this is going to be the end of our little mini tour today.
Well, thank you so much, Barb, for giving us the highlights of the tour.
Oh, you're very welcome. I loved every minute of it, obviously.
Thank you.
Now, I want you to come with me.
Okay.
Stand right there in that medallion.
Okay, what am I getting myself into? Wow, okay, well, I hope you can hear the echoes, because I surely can. This is called the kissing room for many, many reasons. Of course, a lot of first kisses happened here, as well as engagements. But actors back in the day would come up here to practice their lines. So this is officially my favorite room. So why don't you come and enjoy one of the tours that they have here twice a month. You might get lucky, and you might get Barb for your docent. For City Update, I'm Deborah Cedillo Dugan.